Just 16 months ago, he was nominated as the Democrats' candidate for vice president. Now he is ending his reelection campaign for governor. Tim Walz is blaming President Trump and MAGA for putting Minnesota under attack. And he says that he needs to focus on that. Now, let's keep in mind, Walz's state is in the middle of a massive fraud scandal involving the Somali community. So, Bakari, did he just hand Republicans a huge gift going into this next gubernatorial race?
No, not at all. I mean, Amy Klobuchar is going to be the next governor of Minnesota. The crazy thing about Amy Klobuchar is she won her last 3 races by 30 points or more. And when she wins, she gets to, guess what? Appoint the successor in the United States Senate. So absolutely not. I mean, he took himself, who could have been wounded by the scandal, who could have been wounded by the fraud, who could have been wounded by all of this, out of the race, put in a pristine workhorse type candidate who gets to make sure that, you know, Democrats don't lose a seat in the House. So,
but it's an acknowledgement that he couldn't weather this.
Oh, politicians can, whenever a politician tells you I want to go spend more time with my family, they're probably lying to you, respectfully. Right. But it does mean that if he could have thought he could win this race comfortably and govern, then yes, he would have run. But having a dog fight and trying to figure out this scandal, I mean, it's impractical for him to be able to do both successful. He does have one thing that most politicians don't have, which he proved today. He was self-aware.
But yeah.
To me, this
points for self-awareness.
A lot like the Biden situation, to where I think this is actually a gift to the Democrats, like Bakari is saying, because now it looks like this whole fraud scandal is just his problem. But I think it's actually much more systemic than that. I think the Democrats overall have a big problem with fraud, especially when it comes to immigration, as we were talking about before. And so, but this allows them to say, well, this was a Tim Walz thing, and we're sort of like pushing, you know, the big hook has come out and pulled him off stage the way they did with Biden. Which kind of allowed them to sort of recover in a way and say, well, that was all of these books about like Biden and the cover up and whatever was a kind of a way for the Democrats to recuperate and say, well, that was a Biden cover up story. We don't really have a more systemic problem.
I think every politician starts their career at the height of their popularity and ends their career at the lowest point in their popularity. It's inevitable. He's had a good run. He was governor for 8 years. Amy Klobuchar is clearly a stronger candidate. I think it's a very pragmatic move. I agree with Bakari. I think she's a very strong candidate, and he saw the writing on the wall. Plus, once the Trump people and the MAGA people directed the full force of the U.S. government, the Treasury Department, the Homeland Security Department, DHS, FBI, CBP, and every MAGA YouTuber on
massive fraud,
to target the Somali community. I don't think it's funny.
Massive fraud.
No, the Italians are not to blame for the mafia's fraud, and the Somalians are not to blame for the isolated incidents of some of their community members, and the targeting of that community is a shame. And
how would you distinguish between targeting and actually just
well, the president of the United States said on national television, these people are garbage, they should go back to where they came from. So he did it. He targeted them.
But of all of the people
all of his
in this area who've been arrested,
the indictments are a disproportionate share of the population.
But the indictments of mafia indictments are disproportionately Italians, but we don't blame all the Italians.
You don't think it's a share of the population?
All I'm saying is that
respectfully, on January 6th, there were nothing but white folk running up, destroying the Capitol, taking property, running down the Capitol halls with Confederate flags. But I'm not asking. But I'm not because it does
you
not.
Don't blame
it's
a whole
not
community
emblematic
for the
of an
crimes
entire community. I'm not sitting here and saying where their fathers. Like it's.
Well, there's a pretty documented assimilation problem.
No, I just totally disagree with that.
$9 billion. I want all of those different parts
anyway,
of the
this is why Tim Walz can't run because of this entire scandal.
The panel is going to give us their nightcaps. Status Symbol Edition. We'll be right back.